Hello, Likers. Welcome back to our channel. It's me, your fave, your one and only, your baby girl, Malaika. So, Likers, today we are doing the critical review of Mr. Aloy's series, When Marriage Becomes a Nightmare, episode 23, yeah, or 24, I don't know. It starts with where Kenny, and Hank and Jonathan are talking. Kenny is trying to make Jonathan understand that Jonathan, this is Nigeria. Nigeria is a corrupt country, and there are some people you don't fight. You don't have money. You cannot be fighting a rich man. You cannot be fighting Hanks because Hanks can make you disappear in seconds. So for Jonathan is fighting for justice. Jonathan cannot sit quiet because Hanks is a wealthy guy. He will sit quiet and watch Hanks get away with after knocking, doing forceful entry on his daughter. So Kenny is trying to make Jonathan understand that Jonathan, we both know that Hanks cannot do that. It is because you don't like him that automatically you feel like he has done that. Yes, it is because you don't like him. But I know for sure, and you know that this guy cannot do that. This is the same guy we are talking about who gave you an opportunity. This guy gave you a job. And you know that this guy is letting you do the things you're doing, the things that you do online, because apparently Jonathan is dragging Hanks online. Ken is trying to make him understand that Hanks is letting you get away with all of these things because of your wife. Be very careful. So he's trying to see on his own point of view to make Jonathan to understand that this guy would never stoop to that level. Something is wrong somewhere. He is certain that something went wrong and this guy did not do this thing. But Jonathan does not want to listen. He cannot believe it because, excuse me, when you dislike somebody, there's nothing they can tell you about that person that will be good. To you, that person is a monster. To you, that person cannot do anything good. There's nothing good can come out of that person. It was more like that. So Jonathan is making Kenny understand that Hanks is guilty, and he stays like that he caught Hanks with his daughter. So he's trying to understand, okay, you caught him. Did you catch him knocking your daughter? Did you catch? He say he caught him in bed. You caught him in bed, how? Because to him it's more like, how can you say somebody did forceful entry on your child when you did not catch him knocking your child? You caught them sleeping side by side. You don't know what happened. Are you sure? Not because from the look of things, it looks like a setup. He said that it looks like a setup. And we all know how Emeka behaves. Emeka immediately just walked in and entered into the conversation. To him, it's more like Hanks should be dealt with because he did that. That why is Kenny taking sides? That why would Kenny feel that Jonathan cannot speak because he's broke? That why a father that his daughter was abused, they did forceful entry on her, and you have to keep quiet because he's broke. So Kenny is making Jonathan to understand that you spend your time taking advice from somebody who doesn't have a child. He has never been married. He doesn't have a relationship. He's a loner, and you're taking advice from her. How is that even possible? You are destroying your home because of somebody else. Because you're taking advice from somebody that cannot give you any meaningful advice. So to Kenny, Jonathan is effing up a lot of things because Kenny will set him up. Kenny is going to set him up for failure big time. Emeka is going to set him up for failure big time. And Kenny is trying to make them understand that this whole thing smells set up to him. That he knows for sure that it was a setup. He knows that he can smell it, the way it looks like. But Jonathan is not having it. To Jonathan, Hanks did that and he must pay for it. And Emeka is there igniting it. Just why? Because he does not want any attention to be turned towards him, whereas him and Debbie are the founder of whatsoever is happening. And now all of a sudden insults started flying Emeka started insulting Kenny, and Kenny does not want to be insulted. And the next you know is a punch. Punched Emeka. Yes, because he has warned him that do not, I repeat, don't insult me. Because he's simply expressing in his mind. He did not insult anybody, and he would not want to be insulted. But Emeka did not listen and decided to insult him, and he had to punch him in the face. So Jonathan is more like, you cannot be punching people. We are not here. We cannot be fighting. But it has reached a stage for him to fight, because when you people start doing nonsense, so the next thing shows Debbie and Clara talking. Remember that Debbie is out to get Clara. Debbie is out to destroy Clara's marriage, And the next thing that comes out of Debbie's mouth is for Clara to leave her marriage, because to her, based on the way she talks to her, your husband cannot talk down on you like that after you've taken care of his daughter, something that we never knew. You took care of her like your own, and he cannot be talking down on you and you don't do anything about it. So to her, it was just too much. To her, that was the last straw. To her, the best solution was for her to file for a divorce. She said, because no woman is supposed to go through. I agree, but now marriage is not like that. You don't just wake up in the morning and decide to file a divorce. Clara is even trying to make her understand that it doesn't work like that. You try to make things work. Yes, it doesn't matter. Yes, you try to make things work until you realize that you cannot make it work. Then you can decide to do something else. And she made her understand that for now she is not ready to give up on her marriage. It doesn't matter what she says. Yes, she's not ready. But Debbie will know. Debbie, she will push and push and push and push. Debbie will definitely push, because she wants to get on your last nerve. She wants you to listen to her. She wants to destroy everything around you. Debbie is that friend, that will want to destroy your home, that will come back and be laughing. Yes, that is who she is. She is that person. She is that type of person, So she's making it look like she cares about Clara so much, so she doesn't want Clara to suffer. She doesn't want Clara to go through the things she's going through, And thank God for Kenny, who just walked in. And he was so fast to make Debbie understand that as a single woman, you cannot be advising a married woman on what to do. You cannot. You've not tasted marriage. You don't know how it feels like. You cannot tell her, So it was just like he just wanted to save Clara from that place. He just wanted Clara to leave that place, because he realized that Clara staying there, Clara might take to the nonsense advice that Debbie was giving. Yes, Clara might take to those advice, And Debbie was not happy that Kenny came to save Clara, because she wanted to intoxicate her brain. But she forgets one thing. Debbie is not gullible. She might be nice, she might be peaceful, but she's not a gullible person. Yes, she's not. So Kenny warned her and had to leave. So Debbie sees that she's trying so hard, but Kenny is always standing on her way, and she's not happy about it. Yeah, she's not happy. And when things like that come on, she'll try a way, to cause chaos between Kenny and Debbie, between Kenny, Clara, and Jonathan. Because one thing about people like Debbie and Emeka, they just want to cause destruction everywhere they are. That's it. So the next thing shows Kenny and Clara. Kenny is trying to find out certain things. Because Kenny knows that he has met with Hanks one-on-one. He has talked with this guy. So to him, this guy is not capable of doing what is being accused. But he wants to find out from Clara if Clara is certain that Hanks is capable of what he's being accused. And he wants to know also, how did they meet? Because from there he'll be able to judge if Clara truly knows this guy or not. Because maybe Clara's imagination or emotion, she has been clouded by too much emotions. Her imagination is clouded. So you need to bring back certain memories, so that you find out if this guy can truly do what you think he did. So he was asking Clara, how did they meet? He wanted to know how they met, and during the time that they met, what happened. what happened, so that from there they will be able to judge to see if truly this guy is capable of doing any of those things. Yes, like us. Because for somebody, to do certain things, there are certain things that people, like, you need to know somebody to know what they are capable of doing and what they are not capable of doing. That's what Kenny is trying to do, And Clara was obliged to reminisce, to go through the past to realize that no. Because when she thought about her past, how they came in contact, how they met, and the things they've been through, and the kind of person that Hanks is, she realized that it's not possible. Then she realized that Hanks cannot do what he's being accused of doing. Yes, because she realized a lot of things. For example, how they met, how she was drunk and she wanted him so badly and he didn't. He let her sleep in his apartment and she woke up in the morning. She was petrified, thinking that maybe he has taken advantage, only for her to find out that no. Even when she begged him, and only a real gentleman will do that a woman will be drunk and she'll beg you to knock her and you refuse, because don't wake up in the morning and they tell you that you did forceful entry. Yes, because that time it is alcohol. She's under the influence. Yes, she's under the influence. And they take you to court, those automatically, that is forceful entry. Because somebody cannot beg you when they are under it. They don't know what they are doing. So if he couldn't take advantage of you then, whereas you begged, how come do you think he could take advantage of your daughter today? And you see, she had to go through that. She has to reminisce and to realize that, oh my God, I effed up. It is not possible. This guy cannot do this. This is not him. He cannot. And she realized that she overreacted. And she realized that sometimes she takes things like she overreacts before she realizes herself. So imagine that you knew you this is somebody that you knew, and thank God this is what good friends are meant to do. Yes, to try to make you see reasons, to try, not that they want to take side, not that they don't want you to accuse the culprit, but just that they don't want you to accuse the wrong person, or they don't want you to accuse somebody falsely and destroy your friendship. Because up till now they can salvage their relationship, they can salvage their friendship. So what Kenny is trying to do is to protect it. So the next scene shows Clara, her mother, and the rest, Hanks, Benny, and Kenny. The doctor came and they wanted to find out how their daughter was faring. And the doctor, thank God the child is okay. She has regained consciousness. She's fine. So the doctor reassured them that everything was okay and they could see her if they wanted to. Thank God, like us, because imagine that something would have happened to that child. Like, who knows? Just imagine, And now Clara wants to go and see her daughter. Kenny, Jonathan would not, because to him, he's scared that she will influence his decision. How can a woman choose her own child over a man that she's not even dating? I don't know why is it that this man cannot reason. Because for you to stop her from going, you are indirectly saying that she's picking sides with that man. That's what you're indirectly saying, which means your daughter will choose a man. It means, your wife will choose a man over her own daughter. It means you don't even trust your wife. It means you don't trust your wife. And Clara got so pissed, asked him to leave her severally. No. And to her mother, this is why I say this woman, there are some mothers that are enemies of progress. There are some mothers that are enemies to their own children. Because she will jump into it and start support. It means she has already condemned her child. It means to her child is guilty of what I don't know. She's supporting Jonathan. You understand? That Jonathan should not let Clara go and see her daughter. So, like, what kind of mother are you? These are the things that pisses me off on Clara's mother's role, honestly speaking. Everyone is talking to Jonathan to let her be. Even Debbie that does not even mean it. She's talking. And Jonathan is not letting her be. Jonathan does not want her to go and see his daughter first. Jonathan wants to be the one to see her, and she had no choice but to push him down, because it's too much. Too much of a thing is a disease. It's too much. This is a grieving mother. This is a mother that is angry, because in her mind now she's thinking that maybe somebody took advantage of her daughter. So she needs to find out. This is when you understand that some parents, they are just sperm donor. Yes, honestly speaking. Or they are just ex donor. They don't take, you will not even pay attention to your child. The next thing shows Clara and the rest of the crew and their daughter, she was trying to find out if anything happened, what happened, if she was okay, if she can remember anything. But Jonathan will not let Clara be. He will not let Clara try to interrogate their daughter, because to him, she will be putting words into her mouth. So how can she put words into her mouth when you people are standing there? How is it possible that she will tell her that, okay, talk like this, okay, say this, okay, say that? You people are standing. How? Thank God she's alive to testify. She's alive to be able to say something. So she made her mother understand that she was there alone, because they wanted to know if somebody was there with her. She told them she was there alone. Because she received so you see now that it is a setup. She received a message from her mother from an unknown number telling her to meet her in a hotel and give her the address. She went there, she didn't see her mother, whereas her mother received a message from her unknown number, and it is the same message her father received, telling them to come and meet her in that hotel room. And definitely what's his name, Hanks, received the same message too. That was why he left. So you see, realize that there is a setup. And the only person that has realized that there's a setup is Kenny. Nobody else has realized it. I'm not talking about the two evil people. I'm not talking about those two, Emeka and Debbie. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the sensible people that are still being used. So this is the thing. As we should not be quick to judge. People should not be quick to take action. Yes. Because she was so fast. And now Debbie, Jonathan, and Emeka are trying to put words into her mouth. Trying to make her understand that it was Hanks, who did forceful entry. They caught her in bed with Hanks. So the girl, thank God, she's saying that it's not possible because she is untouched. Meaning she's still a very. Yes. So how is it possible that Hanks took advantage of her? How? And based on the way she's talking, she's not a child. She's 16. So eventually she knows what goes on with her. If somebody takes advantage of you, you definitely know. Yes, you definitely know. So she's very convinced, and she's trying everything humanly possible to convince her parents, to tell her mother that she was there alone, because she told them, I went to the room, I was alone, nobody was there. You were not there, Mama. Nobody was there. Debbie tried to lie to convince her, to make her understand that they caught her hands with her red-handed, who did forceful entry on her, blah, 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 and all the rest. But still, she's not buying it. She's not buying it. Still, she's not buying it. She knows that they're just trying to accuse somebody unjustly. She says she was that. You can see that they are forcing her to accept that she was with somebody. She's telling them that I was alone. That's it, telling that, are you sure? Are you sure you were with somebody? Hanks was there. Like us. God. We should not be victims, so we should pray not to be victims. And we should be very careful with people in our entourage. Yes. Because Jonathan, I don't know if he's in this. I don't know. But I feel like he is in this. Yes, I feel like Jonathan has something. He had something to do with this. But it will really be a disappointment to see that Even him had something to do with something this horrible. Something this horrible. It will be a pity and a shame. To see that people that are hurting hurting his child, he has something to do with them. It's rather a pity. Instead of you keep your differences aside, because like as I can't lie, to me, I always say this: as couples, it doesn't matter the problems that you people have. You must learn how to keep your differences aside when it comes to your children, and work hand in hand. Like us, please don't let anybody play with your mental health. It's very important. Protect it at all costs. Marriage is not a do or die affair. Marriage is not a do or die affair. And spinsterness is not something you like. It's not as if your own has ended. So protect your mental health. And on this note, I have to say bye, guys.